guys, today I'm going to put up my hair in a few minutes because I'm warm. I'm having hot flashes like 7, 8 years after I went through menopause. But Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette looks like this, and these are the colors. The light is in and out. Here in Los Angeles we've been having weather, lots of rain or cloudiness or cold, and so I kind of wonder if I should shoot half today and do one look for you. I'm getting my hair cut in a couple of hours, so I want to do something a little natural. But I also want to show you how many looks you can get out of this palette, and maybe I'll shoot another day tomorrow. But let's go ahead and do some swatches now. Here's what it is. This is meant to be one and done as far as your eyes are concerned. Here is bronzer or contour, and here is blush. Mix and match for all of them, including the eyes. So let's do a couple of swatches. These are all reflective. There's nothing that's matte here, but different kinds of reflect. So I'll just do 3. This one is so pretty. This is kind of like Boy Tears, that video that I did recently, the Cold Girl video. This is a great neutral, but you can see there's a bit of shine there. And this is one of those bronzy colors that I love so much. Hello, bird. And then we'll do this and this. This one is much drier, but it still has some sheen to it. And that's a lovely taupey shade and a pinky shade. So those two are right here. Oh, that's really pretty. And these right here, super neutral, and you can play with them and do the full something up here, something over here, something on the lid, something on inner corner, absolutely. But she said the idea is to use your fingers and pat it on your lid. So that's what we're going to do. So what am I attracted to? I think it's this one. Again, getting my hair cut. I don't want to look too much. And this is every day. What's so interesting about Natasha Denona is she's very well known for very dramatic. Going out at night, and maybe not even going out to dinner, but clubbing kind of a look. And I find, I could be wrong, but I suspect that her biggest sellers are things that are more neutral. Her glam palette was the first one, and I think everybody loved that. And the one she just came out with, I Need a Nude palette, I think even better for people who have fair skin. This is a dream, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Let me just show you how easy that was. Yeah. And I do have a little concealer that kind of made its way to the eye, so I'm just going to pat that down. But I'm not priming my lids or powdering my lids. I really want to see how this works just using the finger. And she said you can absolutely use it with a brush as well. That's super pretty. And you know what? I feel like it's all I need. I'm going to take this Refer 33, which is very similar to Westman Atelier brush, and I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to mix this with this. So it'll be a very similar shade, you know, to this, just to bring it up a little bit. I don't actually think I need to. I think once I put my brows on, it'll be fine, but I just want to see. Perfect. I know, I gotta do my brows, but this is ideal. This is ideal for me because, you know, like most of us, I love to sit down and put on makeup and play with makeup. I absolutely do. But when I want to lead to do something, I'm usually not doing that. I usually just want to look good and do it fast, and I like this for that. Now, out of curiosity, I'm going to take this Refer 02 Mini, which I think I want something even smaller. I can't read this. I think this is a Hakuhodo. And go in here and just see what this would be like on the inner corner. Not that that's really what I want to do. So pretty. It is a little bit more evening. So I just want to be very subtle with this. And just bring a little bit light. Helps to make close-set eyes look a little further apart. Makes everything look a little bit more open. Makes you look a little more awake. But if there's a lot of sparkle, which there is here, it's a little more evening or a little more playful. But yeah, we'll play with that on day 2 a little bit more. And maybe we'll do 2 looks. We'll see. All right. And so for the eyes, I think that's going to be it. I got a pencil from Sweet. This is a fantastic pencil, and it's in brown. And, you know, I really, really love the Hourglass pencil because it doesn't move. I have the color Cave, but that color Cave it's very close to black. And sometimes I feel that black is hard on me. So this is Cave, and this is the one from Sweet. So I have been using this to line upper and to do waterline. It's hard for the waterline. This is a hard pencil. It stays absolutely up here, and it does stay on the waterline if you work it in to the lashes, but it's not the same thing as the Hourglass. But like I said, it will be a day that is a little bit more casual. So I'm just going to work this into the lashes, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, Sweet also sent me this mascara, also brown. So you know I'm totally into the Charlotte Tilbury. But that one, which I love, love, love. I love the lashes it gives me. But it does have a bit more red in it. This is a true brown, and this is a little bit of a red brown. And on some people, it could make them look a little bit rabbity. So let's give this a try. It is one of those plastic wands, which I'm not here for. So I really don't like to bring this close to my lash line, but I do it anyway. By the way, you guys, I've had this and I have tried this about 3 or 4 times. If you don't know, when you get a new mascara, it needs to be open for a little bit to show you what it's supposed to do, because usually it's a little goopy at first. So I'm sure my opinion will change on this if I keep on using it in a week or so. And we'll really be able to see what it is. I think it's a very pretty lash. I especially like this eye. So there you go. A little bit of lash. I'm going to do my brows, and then we're going to go back and do some contour bronze and some blush. I have 3 brushes, and we're going to, I think, I do bronzer so infrequently, but I think that these are not terribly, terribly warm. This could easily be a contour. So I'm just going to use my Hakuhodo. Is this my Hakuhodo? This is my Sukyu, which has a pinched ferrule. So it's a little bit more flat and can get into this easier. You could also go in with an eyeshadow brush. And I'm going to try a little contouring. Wow. This is a good color for me because it doesn't look like a line. It just looks like a natural contour. This is such a good color for a contour. And those days when maybe you don't want eyeshadow, but you want to kind of push your hood back, I think this would be a good shade for that as well. Okay, the light's not so good on this side, so I can't really see what I'm doing. Let's just say that we're even. Okay, check, check. So this is too dark for me here for, well, anything but eyeshadow. And I am going to, I'm thinking about it as I'm speaking. Am I going to put these 2 shades together for a bronzer or all 3? Let's just see what happens. I want to do a swatch through all 3. That's not bad. And then a swatch through these 2. And a swatch of just this one alone. I think this is the winner for me. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pinch this a little bit because I really want to make sure that I'm only picking up this color. And start up here. I like to go side to side. So I almost have the same amount of product on the brush for each side. Super subtle, that's what I like, especially this time of year. So let's go into blush. Let's do some swatches. It reminds me a lot of a blush that I had from her for years that was my go-to, I don't know what to wear blush. So it's light and together. Pretty nice. I like the pink shades. I'm going to start with the lighter shade because, as I've said before, I've been going through a phase the last year of using a blush color that is not super intense, but is there. I see it. So first I cover up the redness in my face, and then I put my color at the color I want, the intensity I want, and where I want. I think blush is super, super important. So that's great. I'm a light medium Santa Fe today in the NARS. Now, like this is part of the reason why I wanted to do 2 videos to really play with the color. I'm going to mix both. And because you're mixing 2 colors, I think I'm just going to do it a lot. Pretty intense. And then I'm going to take off on my hand. Because what I really wanted to do there was mix those 2 colors. Oh, here comes the sun. And I think I'm just going to put it right here. I'm just going to pounce it. And I'm going to stop when I'm thinking I still need a little more. Because usually if I say, oh, in my head, I think I need a little more, I inevitably do too much. I think this is very, very pretty. Okay, so this is day 1. And I'm going to do day 2, day 2, mañana, and we'll do a little bit more interest, but I'm not going to do everything, so let's take this opportunity to do this. And this is the shade. I think all over the lid for me in the summer is going to do it. This is so damn pretty. I'm sorry. Just lighten it up right here. I do love pink and brown together. And if you put it on the inner corner, so I'm doing more of a halo in the center, but if you put it on the inner corner, it'll just help to lighten up whatever I have left on the inner corner. But yeah. Super pretty. Let's do some lip color. Sicily. I think pink is appropriate. This is exactly perfect for me for what I'm about to do, going to the hairstylist. And I want to look put together, but I don't want to look like I'm trying too hard. I don't want to look like it's not appropriate for daytime, for just running errands. And yet I feel pretty. And when you feel pretty, you're confident, and confidence is actually far more attractive, I think. So this is getting me there. All right, so day 1, and in a snap we'll be back for day 2. You guys, it's day 2, and yesterday was perfect for what I was doing. I was getting my hair cut. I'm going to take my hair down, put on a pretty shirt, and show you everything, you know, when we're done. But I seem to be going through hot flashes, or I don't know what. I'm getting hot so easily right now. I just don't want to sweat through the rest of this video. So that look was beautiful. I have to say that this color right here is perfection for me. This, for me, I want it in a 5-pound vat, and it would replace this. The colors are even kind of similar, as you can see. I think there's a little bit more gold in this one. I can't swatch because this is empty. I just keep it for a color reference. But I like this better than the liquids, because with the liquids you have to, I don't know, mush it around a little bit and make sure that everything is dried down, and it seems the liquids might be, for my eyes anyway, a little bit more fussy than this. This feels more like you're done. It's a pretty immediate. So I'm really, really happy with this particular shade. Now, what I want to do is a couple of more looks to show you what's going on. And I think I'm just going to do, we're going to start with the light shades and put it all over the lids so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll add on for the deeper. But you could definitely do something evening with this, but you could also do something day. I've been wearing a lot of gray eyeshadows lately. I'm just going through a gray thing, and that would do it for the day. It's all about the application, because it seems to me with these darker colors, you can go on with a light hand or you can build and get deeper. I don't think you're going to get too much deeper with these two shades. So let's just try. Let's do this. The other day I did a video, my Cool Girl look, and I used this by Hindash, which is gorgeous. I just want to see if they're similar. I don't think they are. I think the color is, but I don't think the effect is. There's a lot more sparkle in the Hindash, and I'm just using the teeniest bit. So the Denona is right here, and the Hindash is right here. And I'm just going to go close up. I feel there's a little more warmth in this one, but I know for sure there's little sparkles in this one, and I'm not sure if there are little teeny sparkles in this one. Let me get my magnifying glass. We must investigate. You know what? There are. You know what? They're very similar on my hand. Investigators have found out. Okay, interesting. So I'm going to do this one all over this lid. It is gorgeous. Wow. See how pretty that is? I do think the effect is a little bit different than the Hindash. I think there's a bit more sparkle in it. For day, this might be more suitable for you. You know, it just depends on what you're comfortable with. But you could go in with one of these colors. Let's go between these two. And just do a little work on the crease. Perfect. I just kind of shape my eye a little bit, have a little sparkle on, and I think it's great for an easy look, like Denona was saying. One and done. Now I want to do the same thing with this one. Now this, for me, will be closer to my skin color, so it might just look like there's a gloss on my eye. I had, and I think I might have finally thrown it away, a product from Shiseido that was discontinued that was a shade like this, but there was teeny bits of sparkle, but they were dispersed from each other, that I loved for one and done during the summer. And I was shocked that they discontinued it because it was such a hero product, but you know, I think that's very, very pretty. I do think, yeah, I think that's more of a summer kind of a thing. And same thing, I want to take the brush and help myself out a little bit. I'm going to blend those two colors again. So a little eyeliner, a little mascara, and oh, I like that one a lot. I like them both, but we're going to keep on playing. I just have to change my battery. I changed my shirt, and the hair will be coming down next, but I figured since I was getting another battery, may as well reach into the closet. Let's first play around a little bit more with these shades. So let's just take a look at this difference. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Her crate wasn't open. So this one is more taupey, and this one is quite a bit darker. Maybe this would be the time for me to try this new reference brush, actually. So this is the B03 Synthetic, made for creams and liquids. It's picking up well. And the reason I want to do this is because it's a little bit too dark for me. So I maybe want to be kind of specific with it. And I can do that with a brush. Like maybe I want to just put it right here by the lash line a little, and then bring up a tiny bit to give me some depth. Okay, well, this works really well with this brush. And I'm tracing it out very softly, because I do have these little wrinkles right here that I want to be careful with. But you know what? It's working well. Then I would just want to go in with this, which is Squirrel, and diffuse the edge. That's really lovely. That is super, super lovely. I'm more and more thrilled with this palette. This is probably the first thing this year that I am super encouraged about. There have been things that I like, but this is like exciting to me. Now, I love pink and gray together. I wiped this off, although it's a little bit stained. We're going to go in with this color with the pink. Now, I'm using different colors, but I may not be achieving different kinds of looks, but I feel absolutely you can get a big evening look out of this, as well as a day at the beach kind of a situation, or a day after the beach. And I'm going to do the same thing here. By the lash line, and then bring up a little bit. This feels like, it might be more pigmented, but maybe it's just that the light is different on this side of my face. Super pretty as well. Again, I think I like this one better. It's just that I'm kind of into the grays right now, but I love both of these colorways. They just suit me. Love! Okay, cleaning the hands. Now, we established yesterday that this is a very good shade for me for contouring. This shade a little bit warmer, and this one much darker. I don't think there's really anything I can do with this shade except for use it on my eyes. But I guess the beauty of this palette is if you are more medium or even darker than medium, this will be a nice bronzer for you. I think I tried yesterday going over all the shades, but I'm not sure. So let's just do this. I know I put this on yesterday. I'm beginning to sweat. Can you believe it? What is going on with me? The thing is, I feel that this is completely neutral. It's not too warm and it's not cool at all. There's no redness in here. So I think if you have an olive undertone, for instance, this would be a fantastic bronzer for you. I am going to pinch this a little bit and do a little contour again, and then we're going to go with a little bit of brightness for the blush. And I can absolutely see the contour of this contour shade. Really good for me. Now let's talk about the blush. Yesterday I did this primarily. Today I'm gonna mix them together. I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna dip into this. I'm just afraid. No, we're gonna mix them together. Yeah, this is not too bright, but ginger application. And you know what I like about this? I was just thinking about it because I thought, maybe it's just the way the light is hitting my cheek. It looks a little abrupt right here. And I thought, oh, I can go in with that light color and make that a transition color. So maybe you're a little too abrupt right there. Just do the light color alone. Yeah, and there might have been a teeny bit of sweat on my face there. And put that right on the cheek, so there's a nice diffusion. That's a fantastic color. I do feel that I need some balance on my face, i.e. eyebrows, so let me do a little lining and a little eyebrows, and I don't think I need mascara. I'm sure most of you is like, I don't see a difference. It's like 4 inches shorter. And it has shape again, and this is my final look, and I love it. So this is what I have to say. I just said it already. It's been a long time since I felt really excited. I've tried things that I like. Okay, this is nice, this works. Okay, I can use it for this. I see this kind of application. But this one is exciting. This is one that makes my heart go pitter-patter. It's been a while. It's been a while since I felt, wow, this is fantastic. For instance, the Merits solos, I really like those and use them quite a bit. But there's nothing, those are more like your basics. Do you know what I mean? This isn't a basic, and yet it totally is. I could go, I have no doubt, I could go, if I needed to go on a trip for 2 weeks and only bring one thing, I could do this. I mean, foundation, concealer, and something for the lip. But for the eyes and the cheeks and the contour and the bronzer, I could do this and not feel like I was getting bored. I love this. I'm so glad that Natasha Denona is finally getting out of that, and I'm sure she'll go back to the very strange colors that are fun, but you probably use the palette a couple of times a year, or the really heavy, heavy eyeliner and smokiness. In fact, one thing I saw, I don't know if it was on Instagram or on her channel or where I found this, but she was on screen with just foundation and she looked 20 years younger without all that heavy, heavy makeup. And I do think as we get older, we have to lighten up a little bit. It's too harsh on many of us. Have fun, but for your daily look, if you want to look a little younger and a little more alert and happy, well rested, I think going a little bit lighter is it. And I think this is great. I love the blush color. I think this is very, very useful. Again, I've already told you, it's not warm, but it's also not cool. It doesn't have any redness in it. It is absolutely neutral. I think if you have olive, this might excite you quite a bit. For me, I'm not olive, but it works well. It doesn't give me that sun-kissed look, and maybe if I went in with this alone, I would get that. But it still evens, it brings life back to the skin after the foundation kind of cancels everything out. So that's good. And this shade is a great subtle contour. When I look straight ahead, let me pull this back, I can see that contour, but it doesn't look like a line, which is very hard to do. If you have the wrong color, it just kind of looks a little bit like Tim Curry from, you know what I'm talking about. Those midnight shows, Westwood in the 80s. When I turn to the side, it doesn't look like a bruise. It doesn't look odd. It just looks like a contour. So the blush, together, they're great. If you are darker than me, do this one by itself. And I love the way I could do this on the cheeks like I did yesterday, and then did this one more up here like a contour. But today, I did this all over and then did a little pop with a lighter one right here. And that's really, really nice too. So there's variety in here. I love this color. I also love this color. I love the gray. I also love, it's like, I love it all. I love it all. All these tones work for me. And I'm super, super excited about this. This is not going back, and it's going to stay right here. And you guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really hope it was helpful, and I hope you come back again. Until we meet again, be safe, be smart, and I'm wishing you good health.